Hello, guys. Good morning. How are you today? Well, um, finally we are here in the virtual session on the last week. I'm apologize with you because Monday and yesterday I couldn't get into the platform because platform has had many problems in the connection, right? And yesterday, the internet connection in my job wasn't very nice, so for that reason, I couldn't be on the platform on the StreamYard session, virtual session, and I couldn't tell you, I couldn't tell you about that I was going to miss to the session, right? And I was going to send you a message in the platform, but as I told you before, the platform wasn't working properly yesterday and Monday. So for that reason, I apologize with you. Sorry, guys, but I'm here as so as always. Yeah. Okay. Well. So welcome to the last week of this module number 6. And I hope you have read many things related to the last activity that is our project. Yeah. Remember that in this week you only have to do an activity, only one, and to participate in 2 forums, right? One forum is about the learning forum, Mi Mundo en Otra Lengua, right? And in that learning forum, um, you have to share, you have to share and answer 2 questions about this module. And the first question says, how much you have developed and how much you will develop. ¿Qué tanto lograste desarrollar y qué debes desarrollar todavía? How much you learned, yeah, how much you have developed in your English language, and what you have to do in order to develop another things yet. Yes, because you have many things that perhaps are not clear for you. Yes, and I saw this in the activities, that you sent the last week, and that finally I finished them to grade them yesterday night. Yeah, but I could see many mistakes in the when formulating the questions in present simple tense, right? When to use do, when to use does, etc. Right? And in the first activity, in activity number 5, that was the use of can, love, hate, and dislike. I gave you the tools in order to notice what what was in the activity. How can you, or how could you write questions in using those verbs? And well, you didn't do that because you probably didn't watch the virtual session from last week, or you probably didn't check the guides that you have in the platform. The guides are beneficial tools for you. Yes, elemental, fundamental tools for you. And also the rubrics, you have to read the rubrics. There it says what is going to be in each activity, right? So in this case, you have to answer the question, how much you have developed and what you have to do to develop more than you have now. And the second question is, what is the function to learn a second language, or what is useful to learn another language, a second language? Yeah. How do you participate? You are going to express your doubts and or support your classmates. You should share your experience, your own experiences, and comment what is English useful for in your life, right? You have to check the comments that your classmates wrote and make a comment, right, for them. I want you to 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 work in two forms, right? Remember that learning form, Mi Mundo en la Otra Lengua, is not evaluated, but it has a percentage at the end of your final grade, right? Don't forget that. Well, that is according to the learning form, right? Well, and according to the activity that you have to do during this week, that is about the integrator project, my personal blog, right? It's it is a simple way to share information online. A blog is a simple way to share information online. It can be, it can have different objectives, but it always, the author is always that represents the blog, the online blog, right? In this case, you have to write a text in which you have to share information about you and about your city. Of course, you have to do it in English. What is the purpose of this activity? You have to write a text in the first comment in your personal blog to introduce yourself and to give information about your city and the activities that some people can do over there. Yeah, and probably you can add, I don't know, what activities they can do or what places they can visit, how far there are places, or where they can buy, where they can eat, where they can accommodate, yes, for a night or two or wherever, right? Well, what do you need to do this activity? So identify how to introduce yourself. How to introduce yourself, that's the activity that we do in the first week, remember? So you talk about yourself, your age, or your nationality, and how old were you, and a physical appearance and emotions, right? Or how you are physically. Grammatical notions to express what do you like and what do you dislike. That the last activity and previous week. Use grammatical vocabulary to describe places and activities that you can do in certain places, right? So that activity, we did that activity in week number 2, yes, to describe places in a town, prepositions of time, prepositions of a place. And we are going to edit a document in word processor. Also, you have to record an audio in which it will contain an oral presentation about your personal blog, right? Well, you are going to, I'm going to share your screen in which you are going to know, to see, what's in there, yeah? Well, here, personal blog, right? You are here in the platform, and you are going to download this paper or this file. I have already downloaded, and this is my personal blog. Yeah. Well, it says, imagine that you are going to fill in the blanks with a touristic blog in which you are going to mention the principal activities that you can do, that people can do in your city. The instructions are letter A, Answer to each question to complement section about me from your blog. This is the first section about you, right? First section. And then you have to fill in the blanks, right? What's your name? Complete name and last name. How old are you? I am 25, I am 26, I am 23, 43, 36, I don't know. Whatever old are you, right? And remember, you don't have to use I have. Yes, I have 20 years old is not correct. I am 20 years old. Yes, it is correct. We're going to use the verb to be instead of the verb have. What do you look like? This look like says what's my physical appearance and emotional appearance, right? If I'm happy, if I'm sad, if I'm not, if I'm nervous, if I'm chubby, etc., 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 right? What do you do? What do you do? So, for example, I'm an English teacher, and what do? You probably are a mechanic, a secretary, an accountant, I don't know, whatever, stylist, right? Whatever activity you have. What's your marital status? So you probably are single, you probably are married, divorced, widow, etc., etc. Who do you live with? Who do you live with? Your family, the people you live with your brother, mother, father, wife, I don't know, siblings, sister, daughter, son, etc. Yes, you are going to include here. I live with, my marital status is, what do you do? I am a teacher, I am a stylist, what do you look like? I am, how old are you? I am, what's your name? I am, right? Don't forget that. What's your favorite family member? Yeah, my favorite family member is my brother, my sister, my girlfriend, whatever. Where are you from? I'm from Pachuca, I'm from Aguascalientes, I'm from Estado de México, I am from Yucatan, I am from Monterrey, I am from Durango, etc. What nationality are you? I am Mexican, I am Brazilian, I am English, I am American. Yeah. So let B. Answer each question to for your first blog post. Answer the questions. Where do you live? You have to. I live in. How is your city? Here you have to describe your city. It's big, it's small, with a lot of traffic, um, with a lot of people. It's cold, it's hot. There's a beach near. I don't know. You're going to describe your city at all. What places are there in your city? There are many places. There are. There is a cafeteria in which which is the best of the place. There is a hotel, a 5-star hotel, which is not very expensive. I don't know. Wherever. Here are there. There is. There are. Yes. What activities can you do in your city? You can do, I don't know, you can swim, you can play piano, you can play soccer, because soccer is the most important sport in my city, in my town, in my hometown. Yeah, you can play tennis with, you can walk your dog at night because it's a very secure city, etc., etc., etc. Can, yeah, can. What activities can you do? Here are there. Yeah. Do you live? I live in. Yes. What do you like about your city? What do you like about your city? I like, for example, the weather. I like people. I like the places around. Yeah, for example. What do you dislike about your city? Etc. Right? I dislike the traffic. I dislike people. I dislike that there were or there are many cars, for example. What do you do on weekends? On weekends, I do I go to the cinema with my wife and my children, or with my husband and my children. I visit on weekends. I visit my grandparents in another town, etc., etc., etc. Right? So now, write in Spanish a reflection of half sheet of paper or half sheet of word processor about the way in which the learning of the English language could um, could improve in your personal development, professional development, and laboral development in your work, in your professional area, and your personal area. Yes. How is good? Is very good to learn English? Yes or not? Why? You have to write in this chart, in this square, right? So then, after you finish doing that, you're going to record an audio with questions and answers of letter B. What is letter B? This letter B. This is letter B in your first blog post. That's what you have to record. And consider that your recording lasts at least, no, maximum 1 minute and 30 seconds. But it's not going to be a penalization if you have 2 minutes max. That's nice. 1 minute and 45 seconds is correct. Yeah, it's very nice too. I'm not going to penalize you if you have 2 minutes as maximum, right? Then you are going to upload the audio to the cloud here, and you're going to copy and paste the link of your audio over here. Yeah, over here you have to paste it. After that, you have to write or to save the file with this name. Last name underscore, name underscore, and your group you belong to. And that's it. You're ready to send the activity, right? Very nice. And for this, you can look in the internet. Yes, over here in YouTube. In YouTube, you can look for information about how to describe my city, for example. Here, for example, how to describe a city in English. And here we have an example. There are many examples here that you can use it. Here, for example, what's your city like? What's your city like? For example, we can look at about the...
What is your city like? English conversation by UCAN.vn.
Yes, over here.
Number 1, Introduction. In this lesson, you will learn adjectives to describe a city, conjunctions and, but, ask and answer to describe a city. Number 2, listen to the conversation.
Where in Canada are you from, Ken?
I'm from Toronto.
Oh, I've never been there. What's it like?
It's a fairly big city, but it's not too big. The nightlife is good too.
Is it expensive there?
No, it's not too bad.
And what's the weather like in Toronto?
Well, it's pretty cold in the winter, and very hot and humid in the summer. It's nice in the spring and fall though.
Number 3.
Yeah. Here you have an example in which you are going to, and how you are going to describe a city. You can look for another video. Yes, for example, in the city, it's driving. My goodness, it's too slow, the internet connection here. Right.
Hi, this is Mark. This is English.
Yes, YouTube is a nice tool for you to learn a new language,
Hi, this
right? To see classes in English, to clear your doubts and questions about any topic that you want, right? Everything you want to look for is here in the online, right? Also, you can have another web page looking for some pictures about describing and giving personal information, for example. Giving personal information. You probably look for images. If you are not very familiar with videos, you can do this, right? Goodness. Now, places to visit in a city. Yeah. Giving personal information. Here are some images giving personal information. For example, this one. And you see this. I am Marta Ramos. I live in Selva. I work in Reus. I go to work by car. I have Renault Clio. Personal information. Easy personal information, right? What's your first name, your last name, where you're from, nationality, how old are you, yes, etc. Giving and receiving personal information. Yeah, your internet connection has plenty of tools.
Mark, this is English conversation practice.
English conversation practice, right?
In the city. There's too much traffic in the city. It's easy to get lost in the city. Parking is expensive in the city.
For example, in Pachuca, right? Where you can go, there's parking lots and you have to pay even in the streets. My goodness, right? Well, and you can do all these activities, right? All these things that you have to perform, and after that you're going to send your activity, and that's it, right? About your personal blog. Well, and another important thing that you can do here is, for example, if you don't have a tablet, a smartphone, if you don't have a tablet, smartphone, a laptop, etc., you can use online program in which you have to, or you can record your voice over here, right? Over here is Buckaroo, and this is the a program that helps you to record audios here, right? It is a useful tool for you instead of smartphones, right? So you only have to have Flash. Then, well, we talk about Learning Forum. We talk about activity number 6, or in 4 week, no, 6, 7, activity number 7. That is my personal blog. And let's talk about the other forum, that is Foro de Integración de Saberes, right? Making online friends. Foro de Integración, making online friends. In this, during this week, you have studied the vocabulary, the grammatical elements, and the most common expressions in English to share, to ask and answer questions about personal information, likes and dislikes, interests, and abilities. To integrate the requested, the following forum, you have to introduce yourself and ask your classmates of Prep en Línea about your personal information, basic personal information. For example, what's your name, where are you from, how old are you, where do you live, for example. What's the purpose of this activity? The purpose of this activity is to introduce yourself and others in a written way, just using vocabulary and grammatical notions that we have seen during these 4 weeks with this. Right? What you have to do in your first pause, you have to say hello to your classmates and introduce yourself, including your name, your city, and your age. Sorry, and you're going to comment about a place of your interest in the place where you live. For example, my name is Juan Jose. In this case, I am from Pachuca. I am 26 years old. In Pachuca, you can go to the most famous malls. For example, Galerías Pachuca, Plaza Explanada, Plaza Gran Patio. Right? There are a lot of cinemas. There are many cafeterias, and etc., etc., etc. Right? In your second post, you have to write 5 questions directly to a partner, to a classmate, with the objective of know more information about him or her. You have to apply what you have learned during these 4 weeks, right? For example, hi, Juanito, I have some questions for you. What do you like? Can you swim? Are you married? What do you do on Saturdays? And are there any parties in the neighborhood, in order to know more about him, right? What do you look like? Can personal information? Okay, physical information, ability, personal information, present simple, and the use of there is and there are over here. 5 questions, right? In your third participation, you have to answer the questions that a classmate asked you, right? For example, the same questions that a classmate asked you. For example, in this case, we are going to answer these questions. For what do you look like? I'm tall, thin, and I have curly hair. Can you swim? Yes, I can swim. Are you married? Yes, I'm married. What do you do on Saturdays? On Saturdays, I go out with my family. Are there any parks in your neighborhood? Yes, there is a park next to the school, right? You are going to answer the questions, right? Don't forget that. In your fourth and last participation, you have to present at least one of your classmates that you know. Yes, for example, my friend Sara is 26 years old. She is from Mexico City. She's tall and thin. She has curly hair. She can swim. She's married, and she goes out with her family on Saturdays. Also, there is a park next to the school of her neighborhood, right? Everything here is what you did in questions number 1, number 2, number 3, and everything here is what you have seen during the previous week, number 3, number 2, and number 1. All that information about this, right? There are 4 participation in this forum, yeah, and you have to do it in this way, right? For example, you are going to say participation number 1, participation number 2, participation number 3, number 2, number 3, and number 4, right? And voila, you have your participations complete. Yeah, participation 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's it. I can see here that many of you have participated in this model. I'm going to check this forum, yeah. For example, this part. Hi, I'm Dulce, 23 years old. I'm in Toluca State of Mexico. Yes, this is complete information, right? The activity says that you have to work in pairs. Yes, you have to work in pairs. So you are free to choose a classmate you want to work with in this forum, right? Just let me know. I'm going to work with Juanita. I'm going to work with Josecita. I'm going to work with Juanita, etc., right? And you are going to do this activity, right? Dulce, hi friends. Question for you. How are you physically? How old are you? Okay, here I can see some mistakes here. For example, the first question is like this one. What do you look like? Yeah, but it's correct. How are you physically? How old? It's missing something here. How old are you? Okay, here. Well, the correct written of this part is how old are you? Here is missing letter, the word are. What do you like to do? Okay, like something like, are you single? Okay. And do you have any pets? Yes. Try to use the correct way to ask. Do you, for example? Oh my goodness. Do you? Or what do you? Oh my goodness. Yes, in this way. You have to use do. Do. And if you are going to use a question word, plus do, right? Don't forget to do that. Following this rule is very useful for you. Yes. Do you? What do you? Or it could be are you? Are you what? Something. First of all, the auxiliary verb, then what are you? Something like this, right? Question word, as I told you before, and auxiliary verb, that is verb to be, right? And voila, you have your participation, and you have your participation number 2, yes, in which you have to write 5 questions related to this, right? Do you have any pets? Okay, I'm going to grade it later, right? This part. I have brown skin, small brown eyes, black hair, small nose, and my height's 154, 23. Like to listen to music. If I'm married, no. No, for example, here. Yes, answer question. Yes, I am. Or yes, I do. Or yes, I can swim. I can swim. Or yes, Yes, I visit my parents, for example. This is a yes answer, yes answer. Don't forget, yes. If you use if is not an answer, right? If is not an answer, so you are going to be wrong with this. If is not a positive answer. No, don't use if, use yes. Yes and yes. Don't forget to do that, right? Please. Yes, I am married and I have a baby. I don't have any pets. Good. How are you? Can I ask you? Okay, here. Can you? They are the same. And that's it. Can you? Can I ask you some questions? Okay, what do you look like? What do you like to do? What's your house like? Are you married? You are going to look for the information about how to make questions in English. What can you do? How's your family? What's your job? See you soon. I'm fine, thanks. Yes, you can ask. I'm brown skin. I like to know new places. I'm married and I can take care of my baby. My family is very well. Everyone is happy. I dedicate myself at home and dedicate myself home. Okay, so you are a housewife instead of that. Are you married? See, you have children? No. Do you have children? What do you do in your spare time? Do you work? What would you like to study? You, okay, yes, check those mistakes. Yeah, sorry guys, I have to do this because I want you to do this activity correctly, right? I'm not because evidencing, right? Evidencing you, right? I'm not doing that, right? Good. So guys, we almost finished with this, right? I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm just here because I want to tell you that it was a pleasure working with you. I would like to continue working with you in the next module, that is number 7. Yes, that is you are going to continue with English, yeah, and I'm going to be glad if this group belongs to me in the next module, right? But it doesn't depend on me, right? Well, you have only until this Friday to ask me if you have an opportunity to send an activity that you missed sending before. Yes, if you haven't sent an activity from the first week, from the second week, from the third week, you have the opportunity to ask me, but until Friday, yeah. After Friday, I'm not going to give you an extension of time, right? I'm not going to give an extension after Friday. Friday is the last day, right? And I'm going to open activities if you ask me to do that, right? I will attend your petitions, right? And so guys, well, thank you very much for being here, for spending this time in online with me a little bit. I hope you have learned a little bit what I know, and I want you to do your activity, your last activity and your last forms correctly in order to get a good grade at the end of the module, right? Well, we are in the fight of Prepa en Línea continues in the next year. Yeah, it's for you, it's for me, it's for us, all the family that we are in Prepa en Línea CEP. So remember to share the hashtag Salvemos Prepa en Línea, and don't forget to support your students, to support your teachers, facilitators, tutors, and supervisors, and support the program. the program that is very nice for you, for your future, your future of your family, the future of your family, the future of your dreams. So pursue them and support all this family that we are in. Yeah. So thank you for being here. I appreciate the time, and I send you kisses and hugs since from the capital state, the capital city of the state of Hidalgo, that is Pachuca de Soto, best known as La Bella Airosa. Yeah. So see you guys. If you have any questions, let me know. You have my number, you have my email address, and you have the platform in Prepa en Línea, right? Bye guys. See you. Good luck and behave bad. No, behave good, right? See you guys. Bye. And the podcast.